Let me be your companion for the next 2 hours.
Let me walk with you into the soft country of sleep, where the body finally rests and the mind finally loosens its white-knuckled grip on tomorrow. Tonight, we travel together into stillness. Not the stillness of an empty room, but the stillness of a deep well where the water has gone perfectly smooth.
Not the stillness of silence, but the stillness of a held breath, released, slowly, like a sigh you forgot you were holding. My name is Rose, and I am here to tell you a story, or rather, to unfold one, gently, the way you would unfold an old letter you found in a drawer, smoothing the creases, reading slowly because you already know the ending will matter. This is a story about a woman named Lara who lived in a small house at the edge of a town that no longer exists on any map. And it is a story about a night, one very long, very soft night, when the world taught her the secret that stillness has been whispering since the very first breath.
So before I begin, I want you to settle in. Find the position your body likes best when it intends to stay. Let your hands rest somewhere soft, on your chest perhaps, or on the blanket folded beside you. Feel the weight of your own body sinking into whatever supports you.
Notice, just for a moment, the places where you are touching something. The small of your back, the heels of your feet, the curve of your skull against the pillow. These are the honest, simple facts of being here. You are held. You are warm. You are safe enough to listen.
So close your eyes now, if you wish, or keep the mouth closed. Either is fine. The story will not mind.
I am Rose, and I host Bedtime Sleep Stories for Grownups on the HustleStudios Network. Every week or two, I bring you a long, slow tale. Sometimes gentle, sometimes strange, always dreamlike, designed for the deep hours. Stories like this one are not meant to be remembered in detail when you wake.
They are meant to be the river that carries you downstream. They are meant to be the soft flow underneath your falling thoughts.
Tonight's episode is part of our theme rotation, The Art of Stillness. We're spending this season exploring what happens when we stop trying, stop striving, stop moving forward for just a little while. What arrives in the gap, what grows in the quiet, what is revealed when we finally allow ourselves to be still.
The story is longer than most, close to 2 hours, so you can let it unfold all the way down into deep sleep. There are chapters, there are pauses, there are moments when nothing is said for a few seconds, on purpose, so that the silence can do its own work. I will tell you when we arrive at each chapter, and you can drift in and out of listening as your body chooses. When we reach the very end, I will share a short reflection, then some quiet moments to let the story settle. Then I will send you gently on your way to sleep with a soft good night.
So, breathe. Unclench your jaw. Let your tongue rest against the roof of your mouth. Drop your shoulders 1 inch lower, and let us begin. Before we step into the world of Ilara, I want to acknowledge you, the one who is listening right now, in this exact hour of your own life. I do not know what today asked of you. I do not know if it was heavy or ordinary or somewhere in between. I do not know if you are listening in the dark of a real bedroom or in the dim glow of a desk lamp while you should be sleeping, or with earbuds in while the household finally hushes around you. I do not know if you have been anxious, or sad, or numb, or simply tired in a way that has nothing to do with sleep.
But I know this. You are here. You chose, out of all the things you could be doing with this hour, to lie down and let someone else's voice carry you. That is a tender act. That is an act of trust in me, in the story, in yourself, whatever your day was. The choosing of rest is a kind of grace.
And I want to honor that grace by telling this story slowly, carefully, the way you would unwrap a piece of glass you did not want to break.
So consider this your permission. Permission to fall asleep before the story ends. Permission to miss parts and hear parts and remember none of it in the morning. Permission to let the words become weather, rain on a roof you are not responsible for. Permission to be, for the next 2 hours, completely, deliciously unproductive.
The world will still be there when you wake. Your phone will still hold the same notifications. Your list will still be waiting. But right now, none of that is your job. Right now, your only job is to listen and to let your body remember that it knows how to be still.
There is a kind of night that happens only once in a person's life. Not the first night of love or the last night of grief, though it may resemble both. That is the night when something you have been carrying, without knowing you were carrying it, finally rises up out of your chest and asks to be seen.
And if you are lucky, if you are very lucky, it happens not in a hospital, not in an airport, not in the middle of a fight, but in a quiet place where the only witness is the dark, and the only voice is your own.
For Lara, that night was the night the lighthouse stopped working. Now Lara was 19 this summer. She first understood that her father was lonely. She had grown up in his house the way a child grows up in the forest, aware of the trees, accustomed to their presence, never quite realizing how much space they took up until one of them fell. Her father, Soren, was the keeper of the Marrowstone Lighthouse, a tall white cylinder on the southernmost point of a long, low island that belonged to no country she could name on a map. The lighthouse had been in their family for 3 generations. Soren had inherited it from his own father, who had inherited it from his uncle, who had built it in 1871, after the Cordelia went down in a fog so thick the sailors had reportedly mistaken the sea for the sky. The lighthouse was automated now, had been since Alara was 6, but the keeper's cottage beside it was still occupied by tradition and by Soren's stubbornness, and by the small stipend the maritime service paid to whoever agreed to keep the building painted, the grounds mowed, the windows clean, the door locked against vandals and tourists. Soren performed these duties with a slow, methodical tenderness that made Alara suspect, even as a child, that the world